Hello. Hi. Happy Monday. Happy story time. We've got a bit high tech tonight. Thanks very much to my technical department who organised all of this. I hope that you're well. I hope that you're doing okay. Not long now until we get to maybe see each other a little bit more, but for now, I will take care of the story time tonight. And as you would have listened to the show this afternoon, I'm sure you will know that tonight's book is the story of the little mole who knew it was none of his business. Okay? Now, yes, it is going to be backwards for you, but just it's okay. We'll get through this together. Okay? All right. Okay, here we go. You ready? Just clear my throat just a second. Just get some water. Hello, Bakash. Great to hear from you. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? All right. The story of the little mole who knew it was none of his business. All right. It's a beautiful book. The story of the little mole who knew it was none of his business. Oh, it was actually written by Werner Holtzwart and Wolf Erbruch. Clearly they're from Tasmania. Okay, here we go. Let us begin. One day, the little mole poked his head out from underground to see whether the sun had already risen. Then it happened. It looked like a little sausage, and the worst was that it landed right on his head. "How mean," cried the little mole. "Who has done this on my head?" But he was so short-sighted that he couldn't see anyone around. Here we go. "Did you do this on my head?" he asked the dove, who was flying past. "Me? No! How could I? I do it like this," she answered. And splish splish, a moist white blob landed on the ground right next to the little mole. His right leg was splashed with white. Ew. "Did you do this on my head?" he asked the horse, who was grazing in the pasture. "Me? Huh, no, how could I? I do it like this." And flump plump, 5 big fat horsey apples plopped down within a hair's breadth of the mole. He was very impressed. "Did you do this on my head?" he asked the hare. "Me? No, how could I? I do it like this," answered the hare. And rat-a-tat-tat, 15 little round beans shot past the mole. Shot past the mole's ears. He saved himself with one daring leap. "Did you do this on my head?" he asked the goat, who had been dreaming a little. "No, me? No. How could I? I do it like this," she replied. And plippity-plop, a pile of toffee-coloured little balls tumbled on the grass. The little mole found them almost appealing. "Did you do this on my head?" he asked the cow, who was chewing the cud. "Me? No, how could I? I do it like this." And kaplosh, a big brownish green pancake flopped into the grass and next to the mole. He was very relieved that it hadn't been the cow who had done something like this on his head. "Did you do this on my head?" he asked the pig. "Me? No. How could I? I do it like this," replied the pig. And plop, splat, a little soft brown pile fell on the grass. The mole held his nose. "Did you do this on my—" he was going to ask again. But as he came closer, he saw only 2 big, fat black flies, and they were eating. "At last, someone who will be able to help me," thought the mole. "Who did this on my head?" he asked excitedly. "Keep nice and still," buzzed the flies. And there was a short pause. And then, it's clear to us that it was a dog. Finally, the little mole knew who had done the business on his head. Basil, the butcher's dog. Here he is, this Basil. Quick as a flash, he climbed onto Basil's kennel, and pling! A tiny black sausage landed right on top of the dog's head. Satisfied at last, the little mole disappeared happily into his hole underground. And that's the end of our story. So now we know whose business it was that the mole had on his head. Now, we are taking suggestions as well for books every Monday night. And yes, we have had a lot of suggestions for a certain book. And we're going to try to do an up-late version as well of that for Brenda. Brenda. And I just wanted to also say a massive hello to Nathaniel and Eden, and also Catherine, who is watching in Adelaide. She and her family watch this every Monday night, you poor things. But thank you very, very much for joining us. Now, there are 2 little people who want to say goodnight. And here we have, there's Jackson. And, oh no, here's Eli as well. And here's Mummy's. So we put that. So thank you very much for joining us this evening. There's a great game that we have called Poop Head, isn't it? Poop Head. I think you might be wearing your brother's pajamas. But have a wonderful, wonderful night. And thank you very, very much for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you next week as well. Bye.